If we're talking about easycore, then there's simply no way around A Day to Remember. Once upon a time, these rockers from Ocala, Florida were the kings of seamlessly combining elements of metalcore with pop punk, releasing iconic record after iconic record in the late 2000s and early 2010s, with the albums Homesick, What Separates Me From You, and Common Courtesy all being absolute classics of the scene. The group's success continued with 2016's Bad Vibrations, a release which marked a subtle shift away from the band's trademark sound in favor of a bit more straightforward metalcore approach. However, this was nothing compared to what would come next, as 5 years later in 2021, after many months of delays and uncertainty, A Day to Remember released the infamous You're Welcome. An album that took many risks, most of which failed to stick the landing with the audience. The record alienated many fans with its messily incorporated pop influences and quickly earned itself the black sheep label within the band's discography. Now, no matter what you personally might think of You're Welcome, there's no denying that it wasn't the most coherent or well-structured record. But there seemed to still be hope on the horizon when ADTR dropped the single Miracle in 2022. A straightforward but effective back-to-basics metalcore track that kept fans content as they awaited the band's next chapter. That next chapter, however, seemed to be shaping up as a disaster when the single Feedback came out last year. Needless to say, people were not a fan of the track's direction or attitude, and most fans saw it as the final nail in the coffin for any chance the band had of returning to their glory days. Well, skipping forward to present day, the outfit has come back with Big Ole Album Volume 1. The record officially released on streaming services today, but physical media enjoyers such as myself have been able to enjoy the release for a whole month already, allowing me to give you an accurate summary of my personal thoughts on ADTR's 8th studio album in this video. So let's get into it. The album is made up of 12 tracks, including the previously released singles Feedback and, surprisingly, 2022's Miracle, which everyone had assumed would be left as a standalone single. Considering the wildly contrasting styles of these two tracks, I initially did not know what to expect from the overall record, but after listening to it in its entirety numerous times these past couple of weeks, I am happy to report that Big Ole Album Volume 1 is very much a return to form for the band, and this is coming from someone who doesn't even mind You're Welcome as much as most people do. Unlike its predecessor, Big Ole Album 1 does a much better job of putting together an all-around pleasant and well-flowing listening experience. The band still experiments a bit on certain tracks, but the album never feels jarring as you go through it. Everything fits together so well that even Feedback, which even I wasn't a fan of upon its release, has managed to grow on me simply because of how it works within the context of the full record. Perhaps this does prove that it really wasn't an ideal choice for single, but hey, let's stick with the positives because there are many. At times, the album shows the band truly returning to their roots, such as on the song Flower, which quickly became a favorite amongst the fans who got to hear it this past month. It's a heartfelt, emotional track about letting the people you love know how much they mean to you. I would be lying if I said that I haven't consistently gotten emotional while listening to this very track, and it definitely reminded me not to take my own friends for granted. It's a beautiful track that stylistically could have fit in right at home on an album like Common Courtesy.
I don't wanna wait till the party's over to tell you everything you should say sober, 'cause you don't know you love the good old days through the dust in the wind.
At the same time, the album also has tracks like All My Friends, which in my opinion is a great showcase of poppy ADTR done right. This track is a feel-good anthem about going out and having a good time with your friends. I have definitely noticed that it hasn't become everyone's favorite track in these last few weeks, but I personally really do dig its vibe. It for sure will be a part of my Friend Vacation Summer playlist. Of course, not every single track can be a total home run. The song Die For Me in particular was a bit of a disappointment for me personally. I was pretty excited to hear this track upon learning that it had a writing credit from Ollie Sykes of Bring Me the Horizon, but the end result is just alright. I wouldn't call it a skip, and it's certainly grown on me the more I listen to it, but I do feel it's one of the album's more forgettable moments overall. But don't let this detract from the fact that this is still a great album. Some other favorites of mine are the opener Make It Make Sense, the heavier To The Death, which ends with one of the record's best breakdowns in my opinion, LeBron, which references LeBron James's 2016 title win with the Cavs, which I definitely dig as a basketball fan. But I think that my personal favorite here might just be the song Bad Blood, which is just so insanely catchy. ADTR certainly know how to put together an awesome catchy chorus. They show that time and time again on this very album, and Bad Blood is simply one of the best examples of that, at least in my opinion. I have found myself returning to it time and time again as it just got stuck in my head.
I'll finish it. There's nothing between us. Nothing but bad blood. There's nothing between us. Nothing but bad blood.
So whichever style the band is utilizing, you are always guaranteed a catchy chorus on this record. It's just so consistent, while still being pretty diverse in sound. You just really should check out the album for yourself, cause there are still more great tracks on here that I haven't properly covered. All in all, Big Ole Album Volume 1 shows that A Day to Remember undoubtedly still got it. The band has managed to successfully blend different styles in a seamless and organic manner, proving that You're Welcome was just an awkward day at the office and not a sign of more things to come. From insanely catchy choruses to mind-shattering breakdowns, I'm sure that any fan of the band is able to find something to like amongst this record's 12 tracks. Personally, it has truly refilled me with excitement for the band's future. I really can't wait to see what they have in store for Volume 2 and to catch them live during their European tour. For now though, just be sure to give Volume 1 a spin whenever you can. That was it for this video guys. A bit of a quick one, but I just really wanted to get my thoughts out there on this new A Day to Remember album. I was really looking forward to it and it certainly did not leave me disappointed. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name has been F.A.D. and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye.